I don't think I'm the best one to answer this question. I'm not.
But you are part of the program.
Yes, I was, but I won't say that. So the expelling would happen, but I didn't get to dig deep to know what was the cause, you know. Yeah. But of course, there are other reasons to be expelled, like disciplinary conducts and stuff like that. But you know, of course, I'm pretty sure every school has these systems where you performing too poorly, you can get expelled. You know, I don't think it would be unique to LU. Yes,
no, I mean, the reason why I'm asking is because I know some of these cases happen whereby someone actually came in really qualified, but eventually, you know, a lot of things happen and you know, they're not performing anymore, no matter which effort that you know, provided. So I just wanted to know how ALU, but of course these are discussions that you know, we can continue to have,
of course,
and even with the ALU itself, from the, you know, management side and what plans they have in house.
Right.
But fast forward, Chief. Did you work for? Is it Yoko between your gap year? Did you have a gap year?
No. A gap year in between the university program. No. I started and finished the whole thing. I didn't have the time, Kaka. I didn't have the patience to come back. If I went, I went. Hey.
So this Yoko, were you working still while at ALU?
No, it was my first ever internship in ALU. So in my first year, I did an internship as a business strategy assistant there.
Yeah.
And we were doing market research in Rwanda, Kenya and Mauritius, and also South Africa, where the headquarters were.
So this was not a Rwandese company?
No, it was a South African company.
Yes. So ALU people always work with international companies?
Not always.
Even at just first year.
You see, like ALU has missions. You know, you have goals. You have goals that you want to achieve.
Yes.
Either by when you finish, you know, by when you graduate, or also beyond. So it was my goal to experience different markets and how things are done. And I got lucky. I got, you know, the chance to join Yoko, which later came to blossomed into a very great company, which is very influential at the moment. So I loved the experience, and the people there were nice. A lot of support and many things to learn, because that's the first time I ever started selling things in person, door to door, which might sound, you know, like things that, you know, like practices that might not scale.
Yeah.
But it shows you how you need to build, how you can be able to build a love, real love for a brand.
Yeah.
That, you know, you can create a brand that people actually connect with, you know, because you're there in their faces. And of course, these are not, you can't scale these. These are not, you know, cost efficient, but, you know, or even time efficient. But, you know, they lay a foundation for a brand, for a company to build the more efficient, the scalable stuff upon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So fast forward, your second internship was working for, you co-founded a company known as Melos. Yes. What was this about?
So, right.
This is what you co-founded with your ALU alumni.
Yes, I had two friends, which later I was only one friend, and you know how stuff work. So my friend Erastus Kirubi, shout out to this guy. He's amazing. He's a genius. He's a genius engineer. So we used to hang out. We were, you know, schoolmates, and we would hang out. We'd talk about life and stuff like that. And once we talked, you know, on how let's make some money, Kaka. We are broke. Huh?
Yeah. So I tell you.
Hey, yes, of course.
Things are tough.
Students, yes,
Kigali Heights Manenos.
You know, if you come, Java is $10,000.
Our listeners, if you come to Rwanda, visit Kigali, you understand. When this chief says he was
standards,
he was spending a lot of money in there and not remaining with it.
Yeah. You don't even have the rito to start with.
Yeah.
So we said, so here's the thing. I used to go to the hostels where the students, you know, the fellow students were you know, living, and they had a fully fledged kitchen in every apartment they were living in, and they would cook and they would enjoy their food. You know, so these are different cultures. You know, I remember my friend Musa Sharif is from Liberia. Please don't kill me if I'm saying this, if I'm mistaking this. But he would cook food that's so delicious, and I'm like, Kaka, I would pay to eat this food. And he would be like,
just
cheers.
enjoy.
Just enjoy your food, Kaka. Don't be too harsh on yourself. And it was a whole experience. And some friends from Kenya and others as well, and some food from people from some Arabic countries. And see, this was a whole mixture of cultures, and the feasts and the food, the meals they were cooking were a whole different experience for me. So I was like, I told my friend, can we make some money from this? Because I know some people might pay for this. Because in Rwanda, we have, the flavors and the taste, and they are very limited,
You guys have good food and you love food, right?
I would say yes, but if you travel around, if you go to other countries, things are different. And you get to enjoy different tastes and different, types and things like that. And we later found out, fast forward, that people were not coming. So just to give you...
So these mellows was about cooking.
So it was, to give you a very short explanation, it was Airbnb, but for food. So you would book, you'd have an interface where you'd book a meal and you go dine with the host in their home. So if you're catching this very quickly, it's not about food basically. It's about a community, people meeting each other,
dating and all that.
Hey,
I see. But why did it fail? I think that's a good model in Rwanda.
Yes, but I think we were wrong with timing because we started in around somehow to the in the beginning of end of 2019. If you see what I mean. So around August, September.
But now now that I think about it, after this podcast, ask me about that specific experience, because there's someone else who is building it in Kenya and is here with me. How if you had to share around that idea?
Yes, I had to share with one of my colleagues, Graham Muhanga, and he was like, "Hey, so let's find some money and start this thing." And when I was in Nairobi on boarding for the company I'm working for, but we did this. People loved it. Now for food, of course, food is good. We love food, but people wanted to meet others. And that was the most loved, most preferred feature. We saw that people were, so we had this small thing where you had like a title, your name, and 2 sentences about you. And we would monitor which pages people are spending the most time on. And they were not spending the most time on food, on the meals, on the menus. They were only spending time on other people's profiles. And it showed us that, the culture here is still instilled, as much as we'd like to deny it, but people still love each other. People are innately good. People want to know others. Even after all the bad shit you'd go through with others, you still want to be a good person innately, internally. So that's what we found out. But, how did it fail? You asked? The timing. So we started in 2019 and early 2020, what happened. But also we the regulation also, it's difficult getting the approvals. So RDB, which is the business issuing entity in Rwanda.
And it's even hard to ensure people's safety, and people are people. And then,
yes, but Uber was able to do it, and Airbnb and other companies curated.
For sure. You are right. But of course, even Uber as a business has its own challenges as you speak.
Of course, even Microsoft goes down sometimes. So all I'm saying is, every company has its own problems.
You're quite an entrepreneur.
You see, I'm not trying to put shade to any other business. All I'm saying is
the reality.
There's nothing is perfect out here. We can always get the chance to try out things and get guidance instead of getting shut down. If you're trying something that sounds interesting and you are convinced that it's interesting and you are getting feedback from the actual users that this thing is interesting, there should be a system in place to support you. Not to verify you. Hey, Kaka, you bring things that we don't know here.
True.
How are we going to track our, things like, I understand, of course, there are concerns, but the approach shouldn't be, hey, stop this. Should be like, how do we formalize this thing? How do we work with you to support you? Then maybe you can slow down, in growing, and we can start maybe with 100 people. We do a B testing of different, systems, or how you can deliver these services that you want to deliver, and how we can, track your earnings so that we can take our taxes, stuff like that, so that you abide by the rules and the regulations that are in place. Yeah. Or even they can even create your own.
Absolutely.
But things are improving, Kaka. There are now sandbox around, where early stage startups can apply, and they would work with different entities, regulators to maneuver things and be able to live. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But for us, the main challenge was called COVID. Yeah. And it was really hard to gain trust again out of people to, hey,
you're going to meet someone. Used to put people in the stadium when they do not comply.
Hey, when you say like serious. That, Kaka, no, it was, so you see, we had rules to follow, because this was a quite a particular, a very unique moment. So we had things to follow to be able to survive. Yeah. Yeah. And you see, a country that's not as resourceful as the others, like Rwanda,
it cannot afford
the people are the resources.
True.
So if you can't maintain their lives, then what are you doing? Sometimes you can give them the tough love, so that you can survive this thing, because everyone is selfish.
But of course, someone might say, on the contrary, that if you talk about that today, it was just, no here, no there. After all is said and done. Mm-hmm. Yes. But that's a discussion for another day.
Exactly.
So fast forward, you worked for various companies on various positions, but were they all tech?
Yes.
Yeah. Why tech?
So I've always loved.
There's Aurora Tech, Get Equity, and there's Techstars.
Techstars is just a project that I continued with my friend.
Yeah.
We started that after Melos wasn't working quite well, and and we were having trouble. But what we found out about Techstars is that other companies are also having the same troubles, but some could be saved. So we started.
So was this a funding issues?
No, just business maneuvers, like business models, maybe changing from a brick and mortar business to online. It was sort of a clinic for businesses. So it would help others, set up online presence.
Yeah.
Or even maneuver, even if they had, some of them even had the online presence, but they were not getting the orders or whatever they wanted to get, the growth they were shooting for. So we're there to help. Yes. So we had the experience. We had some of the lessons we got from LU, the internships and stuff. Of course, we had our level of delivery. But we did good.
How many of you from ALU were working for that company?
We're 4.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just a group of people trying to help others.
Absolutely. So also ALU has this program where they have certain companies that they offer graduate or interns to, as it is.
Yes. So we ALU, as as for my understanding, when we're there, we had this program called career development, and there will be a lot of opportunities you would apply to, which would be like job vacancies in different companies, and you'd filter which ones you want, and you would apply, and they would assist. They had one-on-one sessions with any student that was interested.
Yeah.
They would give you career advice. They would actually help you practically achieve. They will help you find the companies that you want to intern into, or to intern with, and also companies you don't want to work with, and they would help you understand what the requirements are, the skills that you need, the capacity in those skills that you need, so you can go and freshen up and build up, stack up, your muscle up your experience, basically. Yes.
Yeah. And fast forward this year, you joined Africa is Talking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big boss.
One and only. How was that experience, Chief?
Hey, so if I tell you, it was actually random.
Okay.
Because I didn't know about Africa's Talking before.
Okay.
But I was like, so you see, there was this wave a few months ago. It's still going. I'm not, knocking anyone's game, anyone's hustle. Yeah. I'm just saying, AI. AI was everywhere.
Artificial intelligence.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was like, just not to give you too much of the stories, but I was like, first one, who is going to lead these technology developments that are coming up in Africa.
Okay.
Because I always believe that Africa has its own problems that are unique, that are different from what any other countries in other continents have.
Yeah.
And they'll only be solved by us.
Okay.
You get what I mean? So
please explain.
So Africa, for example, let me give you an example. You'll see in some of the countries here in East Africa.
Yeah.
Just let me give you a very dummy example. So you see, we have these architectural plans when we are building our homes, and you'd find a house in Kigali or like Burundi or Nairobi with this pointed roof. If you see what I mean. Right?
Yeah.
So you'll be like, hey, but if I remember correctly, these plans are for places where they have a lot of snow and stuff like that. So they don't want it to be too dense for the house when it's stuck there. So they build a pointed roof so that it can't
fall off.
It can fall off. So like, it has never snowed in Kigali. Why do we have millions and millions of these?
Now that you talk about it, I don't know if our viewers can see it, but I can see a couple of houses and they look like
maybe you can insert some footage and stuff like that. You know, not only here, but some other places as well. So so you see, like I was like, so we like to be mimic. You know, why are we driving
copy and pasting?
Yeah, like why are we driving cars with V8 engines in a country where the top speed is 80 miles per hour? Like, you know, your turbo opens at 90. What does it doing? Sense. So you're just buying it to conform with others, just with the norm that you reach or you have the money. They are the good cars. You see, all I was saying is we need to open our eyes and see that we and think for ourselves.
We can only solve our own problem with our own solutions.
Yes. Don't do things because others are doing it.
Yes.
You know, find your own zone of excellence and use it to solve the problems that are around you.
Yeah.
Just don't go the routes that others are going just because they are doing it. And that's what's cool.
Yeah.
You know, look into the future. What's going to happen? How can you get ahead of this? How can you be in the driving seat? Or how can you join those ones that are already in the driving seat and you join forces and you learn and you grow with them?
Yeah.
And, you know, things go well, you succeed.
Yeah.
Life is a bet in itself. So you always bet on yourself. But because whether you do little or whether you do a lot, it's always the same effort.
Yeah.
So you choose whichever you want.
So how did this connect with the Africa stocking?
Exactly. So I was looking at this. I was like, so in the future, for example, I was seeing these updates on LinkedIn, you know, people saying, hey, you know, I might not be, I've been an engineer, a software engineer for the past 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I'm going to be, you know, doing this in the next 2 years because of the pressure, the latest developments that are coming up in AI and stuff like that.
That AI is going to take their job.
Yes. Of course, everyone was frustrated, you know, in their own area.
Yeah.
But, you know, for me, I was like, so I can complain or I can get on board, you know.
Yeah.
So, of course, things happen, trends happen, but I was seeing the level, the depth of disruption that AI was bringing. And I could see that it wasn't something that's going to fade away just like that.
Yeah.
You know, with the stories of NFTs, these are very controversial things, very sensitive to some people. So sorry, guys. But, you know, yes, some people minted these things and they went to almost nothing.
Yeah.
Even negative value, you know. So, yeah. So I was like, let me find a place where I can educate myself and join forces with others. I can bring what I know.
Yeah.
And others can also bring what they know and we can share knowledge. And I can build up my muscle.
Yeah.
And be able to be ready. Ready. And I'm glad I did. I'm having a good time.
Yeah. So what is the future of Kigali and Rwanda in general in relation to you know, what Africa Stocking does and the tech ecosystem around it?
Right. Yeah. So just to backtrack, Africa Stocking was created out of the love of software and creating solutions for Africa that actually make sense for Africans.
Yeah.
And that's what we are championing for. And I'm seeing this happen, you know, in near future where we keep solving problems for local companies, specifically in Rwanda.
Yeah.
we are partnering with a lot of companies and all of entities in here in Rwanda to be able to give out, to launch solutions that actually make sense and for the widespread problems, challenges, stuff like that. So I see AT being the business pioneer in that area, where we give out, where we launch solutions that actually make sense and are actually solving real problems without importing business models and business maneuvers from other countries. We start from here. We build with our own army of developers here, and we launch stuff that makes sense. Yes,
that's kind of fascinating. So as we come to an end, if I was a developer, what would you tell us?
I'd say, please get on board as quickly as you can. Things are moving quickly. And Africa Stock is going to be in the driving seat. And at the moment, all over Africa, we have over 140,000 developers in our community. And we are the most engaged developer community in the world. So you'd see what that means.
What do you have in store for the developers around?
So we are hosting hackathons at the moment. As we speak right now, we have hackathon.
It's ongoing.
It's ongoing. And besides the cash that you get to bag when you go home after you win, you get to join the same community that I was talking about, and you get to share knowledge and skills with other fellow attendees. And you have the chance to work, and also if what you create is something that you are passionate about and you would like to continue pursuing it as a business, we have a platform. We have a marketplace full of amazing stuff that was created by developers in our ecosystem and other partners. And we would love to vet it, the program or the software or the solution you're creating, and see if it's fit for the criteria of being on our marketplace, because it's for the best. And from there, plus more other benefits, please join ALU, Africa Stocking.
Also join ALU, no problem.
Yes, only the best. Yes, after ALU, you join Africa Stocking, and we're good. Yes. So the link, just to plug ourselves, community. .elarian.com. There you can find all the information that you need. And yes, developers, you are welcome. And my name is Robert Tumaini. I'm anywhere you want to find me, and you can follow me on Twitter. And yes, and we can get in touch, and I can give you more update on what's coming, and things will keep evolving, and the best is coming. Yes.
What would be your parting shot to our listeners?
All right. So I would say, always learn. I'm learning. I'm never where I want to be. I'll never get there. I'll always keep the hunger to obtain more knowledge, more skills. Always connect with people that are in places where you want to be. And also look out, do things that people need. Don't just, follow the crowd. You can if it's important for you, but please, let's create footprints for the others to follow, and let's lay foundations for others to create things that Africa needs. Yes.
Very nice. Thank you so much, our listeners. That was Robert Tumaini, country manager, Africa Stocking. And coincidentally, as we finish, it's gonna rain. That's a blessing, I think.
It's been quite some time, and the past months were too hot for me. Yes.
Thank you, God. It's a good day. It's a good day.
It is.
I say it's a good day. Day of the Lord.
Day of the Lord.
And as usual, I feel like we should conclude with the African proverb. And our proverb today, which is a
surprise me, Kaka.
Word of the wise. Right?
Word of the wise,
unless you call out, who will open the door? It's more of like a question, but it's a proverb.
Exactly.
And what it means is that most entrepreneurs do it yourself first. Simply because they want assurance that things will be done right. The end result must reflect their vision. And truth be told, it's hard to trust others with your vision.
Right.
Especially when you are just getting started. However, when necessary, you must ask for help. The vision is counting on it. You won't receive help unless you let people know that you are in need of their assistance. And when you ask, doors of opportunity usually open. Don't get in your own way.
Right.
And this actually reflects the community spirit that Africa's Talking is approaching the developers with, whereby if you're stuck, if you feel like you don't understand, there are developers, across Africa that could actually solve most of your problem. And by the way, another thing that maybe most people don't know is that most of our questions or concerns by the developers, right now, over 70% of them are solved by developers for developers.
Right.
So you're not just top 1% community just by chance. It's because you're intentional about it, and we want developers to build scalable solutions. Until next time, my name is Michael Kimathi, or MK if you want, representing Impact Masters podcasts, Africa's Talking podcasts, and at Africa's Talking provide USSD, SMS, airtime and data, and voice solutions. All these designed for 2G technology through API, integrating with all telecoms across the world.